Today's interview is with Lian Dolan. She's like Liam, but no, it's Lian. It's like the female version. I really got to know Lian like she was one of those girls I grew up with in South Boston, except, yeah, she's Irish. She has a big family, but she happens to be a New York Yankees fan. But besides that, she's awesome. She's a writer, she's a producer of the Satellite Sisters podcast, which was a nationally syndicated radio show. She has personality for days, and I think you'll enjoy this interview.
Welcome to the Purpose Rockstar Podcast, inspiring stories of people who found purpose in their careers 5 days a week. Unleash your inner rock star and tap into your highest purpose with your host, Derek Duplessis.
Welcome to the Purpose Rockstar Podcast. I'm your host, Derek Duplessis, Executive Director of the Duplessis Foundation. We're helping inner city entrepreneurs to pursue their purpose by training them to run a successful business. This show is an extension of our mission to help you and people all over the world find purpose in their work. Let me tell you a little bit about today's guest. Lian Dolan does it all. She produces the weekly podcast, The Chaos Chronicles, a fun look at modern motherhood. She writes for Oprah.com as a parenting expert. And a decade ago, Lian created Satellite Sisters, an award-winning talk show with her 4 real sisters. Her books include Helena Pasadena and Satellite Sisters Uncommon Senses. We talk about her charmed life as a professional storyteller. Should be a lot of fun. Enjoy.
Purpose Rockstars, let's do this.
You know, when folks hear these type of stories, they're just like, oh my gosh, dude, Lian is the luckiest person in the world, etc. Take us to a nadir, a low point, a failure. Take us to that place.
I will, because I remember it well. In 2008, at the end of 2008, Satellite Sisters was syndicated on 100 different stations, and we got fired. We lost our job. We were on ABC, and Disney sold off the radio division, and we lost our job on the air. And that was the beginning of the end for the economy at the end of 2008. We were surprised. We were an award-winning money-making show. We were surprised that no other distributors wanted to take a chance on us. So we literally had to stop doing our radio show, and people had to go back to their regularly scheduled lives. My sisters were teachers and nurses and marketing professionals, and that's what they did. But I was only a writer and a talker. I had nowhere to go, Derek. And that was a real low. It is terrible to lose your job, especially when you love it so much, and I felt like I still had something to say. And so it was at the beginning of 2009 that I thought, well, this is it. I'm not going to get another job in media this year. They just, the economy was in a free fall and no one was hiring. So that's when I started writing my first novel. And I started producing the podcast on my own. I realized, I don't really need a big giant radio network. That was fantastic. But I have a microphone and I have a Macintosh and I have a closet, and I can just go in my closet with my mic and my Mac, and I can start producing my own shows. So I took up producing Satellite Sisters and The Chaos Chronicles, and I spent all of 2009 writing my first novel. I had never written fiction before. It was a huge leap of faith, and it was a very hard year. It was a very hard year, because I literally had to start all over again. And it was pretty terrifying for me as someone who had been part of a big group, the Satellite Sisters, to actually get in front of a microphone by myself doing the Chaos Chronicles, or to put down my own story, make it up, and put it down in fiction. I was comfortable writing, sort of representing the family, Satellite Sisters, but this was my own voice and my own shot, and it was terrifying.
Beautiful. And just give us, the 10, 15 second, how did you overcome that? How did you pull through there?
You know what? I'm a big believer in public humiliation as a motivator. So I was like, I'm going to tell people that I'm writing a novel and tell people that I'm doing a podcast, because then I'm on the hook for it. And then I will hopefully do it every week and get better and work on my writing. But I felt like I had to say it out loud to make it real.
There's more to that interview. Yeah, more. And you can find all of it at purposerockstar.com. Link is right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there. So it's really, really awesome that you can go to purposerockstar.com. If you're one of those on-the-go Apple people, you can check it out on iTunes. There's the link. And for my non-Apple people, I'm going to make sure there's a link on Stitcher somewhere next to me. So you got iTunes, Stitcher, and purposerockstar.com. Tell your friends, tell your family. We're on Twitter and Facebook, and somehow we'll be on LinkedIn. I don't know. But at least we'll be on Twitter and Facebook. And one final favor. Pursue your purpose. It needs you.